Hello, I'm making this video for anyone who didn't attend the small group training video or training night, or also those people who just need a little refresher on how to use what is our green folder this time. As we pointed out during our small group training, we are going to do everything according to the BDA method: before, during, and after the session. So obviously, your small group training nightly is going to look something like this. Before, when everybody comes in, obviously, whatever you guys do to start, um, whether it's eat or socialize, fellowship, any of those sort of things. But then open with prayer. And then prior to putting on the video, we're going to do the B. And inside of your packet, or available to you here, because we're going to attach this to the website, are going to be, and this is for you as the group leader, a set of instructions for before, during, and after. So, for instance, the before questions are often going to be things that are meant to stimulate thought, conversation, introspection, but aren't specific necessarily to the real deep learning of the session. So you can see on this one, like, describe how you would define the word love. That's our before question. Now, so how can we do this? Okay, the materials are at the bottom. So you're going to need index cards, and you're going to have somebody write down, you're going to have everybody write down on the front their definition of the word love. Okay, now they're going to keep that index card for the after. You'll see that. Okay, so you're going to have a materials list every week. You can obviously, like, again, you can use paper instead of an index card. When it calls for Post-its, you can use paper and tape. You don't, if people don't have chart paper, you can always just put it up on your wall. But this is your general materials list, in the hopes that in the future we might be able to provide these to you. During the session, obviously, people can follow along in their book. You play the video, and everybody has their devotional, their book that they can use all week, and they can do the fill in the blanks. But following the video, this is what we're considering still during the session. We're going to boil everything down to a key 3 questions. Okay, better to get deeper into fewer questions than it would be to try to answer 10 or 12 questions that are in the booklet. So we've curated these questions, some of which come out of the booklet, some of which are were developed by Lauren and I, and we're going to focus on these 3 questions. Sometimes there is interactivity, okay, and on this one there is. So rather than just throw the question out again, we're going to have these key 3 questions, and you can see that on the first question, you are going to use Post-it notes, okay? What does it mean to go after a life of love? This is a specific question that's covered in the video. So on your Post-it note, you're going to do your answer to family, how you go after a life of love. You're going to give them another Post-it note. There's going to be how you go after a life of love in work, and how you go after a life of love in the church. And again, if you have a chart paper, you can have at the top, you can have family, work, church, and have them post their answer underneath each one of those. Then you can go over those out loud, have people add into them, see if people have things matched up. It's a bit of an interactivity. And again, it's a way for people to be able to give their answer without talking out loud. Obviously, if you don't have chart paper, you can just create some kind of a place on your wall to do this. This one we can do out loud, and this one we can do out loud. Again, there is a list of strategies that Lauren has created for getting people to talk. At any time, you can use any of those strategies. Sometimes we suggest them, whether it's a turn and talk, a think, pair, share, all of those kind of ones. Okay, so, but at the end of your key 3, and again, hopefully this is going to take you 20 to 30 minutes to complete these 3 questions. Working your way through discussions, using all those different potential strategies for creating discussions. You're now going to go to the after question, okay? On this one in particular, like, we have an index card, so they can flip over the index card that they have not given you. And the question is, who are you going after this week? Again, the concept of going after somebody was covered in the video. And again, now at this point, this can be your decision on what to do with this after. Sometimes if it's a personal question, This is one that you may just have people stuff into their back pocket, something for them to put in their devotional that they can see and pray on all week. I know that at my small group, we often have a fire going. We have a fireplace. If it's something that you're trying to commit to God, something that you want to end, or we've had a lot in the past that are things that you're trying to give up, we would write it and throw it into the fire. You can make a collection of them and pray over them, or again, you can share them. That's to your discretion on the after. Following the after question, you're then going to have your time of prayer requests, sharing and talking about those prayer requests that maybe you've had in the past. And then when you're done with your prayer, that is the end of your session. And you'll see we have 6 sessions and we have one for each session. There are several extra handouts that are available in the green folder. For one session 4, we need a picture of a tree. Okay, we have that in the group folder. You can make copies of that, or those copies are available. We did have those at the small group training. If you get a hold of me, I can get you some copies of those. But this is the basic way that we're going to use the green folder in conjunction with the strategies list that is also posted on the website.